friends, welcome to ProTalent and I'm Nitin Parmar. My dear students, I welcome you all for this throwback for 2022 examination, which means we are trying to do complete throwback of 2021. So what we are going to do is we are going to give you full revision of 2021. Now this is what we have been doing for the last 2 years and we are getting a lot of super response. A lot of students in their journey for the current affair, whether they are at a very good level, that means they have prepared themselves well, they are getting a lot of benefit by going through this revision module. It gives them a lot of revision. I'm sure you understand that examinations like CLAT or any other examination requires good amount of revision and review of whatever the activity, whatever the learning you have. And that's why ProTalent brings to you a complete revision plus review. Okay, this is exam oriented. So what we are going to pick up is those important news items which are really very crucial for you to remember. Okay, जो भी आपके लिए बहुत काम का होगा वही हम यहाँ पे कवर करेंगे. आई एम श्योर लेकिन से आपको साल भर की तैयारी में जब आप कंप्लीट तैयारी करके बैठे हैं तो आपको ये वीडियो बहुत मदद करेगा. In case you have not done anything at all with respect to your preparation, with respect to current affair, अगर आपने करंट अफेयर में कुछ भी नहीं किया है, सो विल दिस मॉड्यूल बी वेरी यूजफुल? यस, इट इज़ वेरी यूजफुल. ठीक है, हमने इस मॉड्यूल के अंदर जो भी मुद्दे उठाए हैं, ठीक है, जो भी मुद्दे उठाए, ऑल दोस इश्यूज आर वेरी क्रूशियल फॉर यू टू रिकवर ऑल दोस थिंग्स व्हाट यू हैव लॉस्ट. ठीक है, द टाइम विच यू हैव लॉस्ट with respect to preparation of the current affair, you can cover it up. That is what the assurance from my side. So my dear students, I believe this throwback series will give you a lot of support for your preparation. Let me start to give you reasons why you are requiring this. In a short time, you'll be covering the complete coverage of all important current affair and GK issues. So this will be very useful to you to develop a lot of fundamentals for your 2022 examination. In case you are targeting examination in the month of February, March, April, May, okay, this is very important. There are so many direct questions which are coming from these modules. So don't miss out on this, okay? This is going to be a game changer. The topics which I'm going to cover are this, okay? So today's session is about important bills. I'm going to cover important bills in 3 parts. So this is all about the important laws. I'm sure you know that in India we have 3 organs for running the nation. One is legislature, other is executive, third is judiciary. The work of legislature is to make the law, which is done through parliament. Parliament comprises of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President of India. Yes or no? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up 3 sessions. In these 3 sessions, I'm going to deliberate in detail about important laws and important bills passed in 3 sessions. So there are generally 3 sessions of the parliament. One is called budget, other is called monsoon, and the third is winter session. So today I'm going to pick up budget session. So we all understand how the bill becomes act. Okay, so bill is passed in one of the house. So it is introduced first in one of the house. Maybe it is Lok Sabha, maybe it is Rajya Sabha. Wherever it is introduced, the first reading takes place. After the reading, there is, you can say, there are 2 ways available. One, either it is open for a discussion to the house or it is sent to the standing committee. Okay, so for example, let's say you can say the current bill of you can say converting or changing the age of the marriage for the women is sent to the committee. Once it is passed through discussion or it is coming through committee, okay, then it goes for the third reading. Now in the third reading, the member of the house present will vote. Either they will pass or they will actually, you can say, reject it. If they reject it, it goes down. If it passes, अगर वो पास कर देते हैं, then it goes to the second house. ठीक है, whether it is, let's say, introduced in the Lok Sabha, then it goes to the Rajya Sabha. If it is introduced in the Rajya Sabha, then it goes to the Lok Sabha. ठीक है, when it is passed in the, you can say, the other house by the similar kind of process, ठीक है, then it will go to President of India. President of India either signs it, keeps it on the desk, or it will, you can say, reject it. Okay, So president has a three option to do it. One, signs it. Once it signs it, it becomes a law. Okay, the bill converts into an act. They keep it on their table. Okay, pocket veto. It is termed as pocket veto. They keep it on their table. Okay, now what happens when they keep it on the table? ठीक है, it is there. मतलब वहीं पे रहेगा और कुछ होगा नहीं. ठीक है, and then if they reject it, if they reject it, then once again it will come back to the same process. Now if the bill comes with a you can say second time and it is passed through Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, it has to be signed by the president. Okay, generally this is how the process is. So dosto, what we are going to cover are those important bills which are passed in both the houses. So let me start to, you can say, this particular front. Total 13 new bills have been, you can say, introduced in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Look at, here is the table. The table says this particular bill is introduced in the Lok Sabha on 24th of March. Okay. Whether it was referred to a standing committee? No. Then it was passage in the originating house is 29th of July and date of passing of the other house is 4th of August. Okay, this is how the idea is. Okay, this is how the dates are provided. ठीक है, मतलब दो हाउस में से पास होना चाहिए, then it becomes the law, provided president साहब sign करें. So these are the important 13 bills. I'm going to cover some important bills. I'm going to give you the objects, the resolution of the bill, how that bill is impacting our country. Okay, if there are some specific terms and terminologies, we are going to discuss about that as well. Okay, great. Let's start to discuss about it. So first, Airport Economic Regulatory Authority of India Amendment Bill. Okay, so basically how the airport economic regulations are taking place. Okay, it is about that. Another very important bill which I am going to discuss in detail is called National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. I'm sure you know that in India we have been talking about national infrastructure pipeline, and to support it we started with national, you can say, monetary, you can say, pipeline. Okay, so thereby we wish to provide a lot of money to the infrastructure project. We have a lot of projects which are coming up. Every, a lot of cities have, we can say, metro projects coming up. Okay, we have, we can say, freight corridor program going on. Bullet trains are going on. A lot of things are happening. Okay, Mines and Mineral Development and Regulation Amendment Bill. So important changes are being brought in, you can say, mines and mineral related part. Marine Aid Navigation Bill. So my dear students, this marine aids to navigation bill is replacing the old bill, okay, which was about Lighthouse, you can say, Act. So we had the Lighthouse Act of 1927. I'm sure all of you know lighthouses. Yes or no? Lighthouses are kept primarily to help marines to navigate. Okay, now that's an old method. We have to bring a lot of new technological changes. So to bring those technological changes, we have ensured that the laws are being, you can say, modified. Okay, then we have this Juvenile Justice, Care and Protection of Children Amendment Bill, which is more about adoption of the child. Okay, obviously, which was, you can say, not a part of this, you can say, budget session, which we'll be talking about in the next module. Okay, Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021. दोस्तों, National Capital Territory of Delhi, NCT of Delhi. Delhi is a union territory. Okay, and then Union Territory of Delhi, Pondicherry, okay, and now Jammu and Kashmir have a special status. They come with legislative assembly. Now, when they have legislative assembly, they have CM. What power CM does have? Okay, so we all understand that in Delhi, police, that is public order, that is law and order, and land. Okay, these are the kind of you can say areas on which central government make laws, but you can say on all the other area you can say state government is empowered to make laws. So in 2018 some interesting judgment came, and thereby they had to change a lot of things. So Modi Saab had to take a lot of power in their hand. Okay. Then National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research Amendment Bill. So some modification took place in pharmaceutical you can say front. Insurance फॉरेन इन्वेस्टमेंट के रिलेटेड कुछ चेंजेस करे गए. सो व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू इज आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस सम यू कैन से बिल्स इन डिटेल. ठीक है, जहां पे मैं डिटेल में बात नहीं करने वाला हूं. सो आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस हियर इटसेल्फ एट दिस स्लाइड ओनली. ओके, सो इंश्योरेंस अमेंडमेंट बिल इज चेंजिंग foreign investment in insurance companies. Okay, so earlier foreign investment was allowed to the tune of 49%. Okay, now it was changed to 74%. दोस्तों, that old act of insurance act 1938 was amended. Okay, and obviously then the you can say where the insurance company will put their money, where will they invest money, in what kind of assets they can invest money, those kind of changes are being adopted. Constitution Schedule Caste Order Amendment Bill 2021. So this was basically a demand by you can say one of the state to change the schedule caste list, and that's why this. So this is not a big amendment, but it requires you can say some understanding कि भैया schedule caste का जो रिजर्वेशन है उसका लिस्ट कौन बनाता है, एंड व्हाई इट इज नीडेड दिस काइंड ऑफ अमेंडमेंट. You know, tribunal reforms, rationalization and condition of service bill. Now it was, you can say, not passed. It was introduced in February. It was earlier passed through an ordinance. इनमें से बहुत सारे you can say जो bills आपके सामने दिख रहे हैं वो पहले ऑर्डिनेंस के द्वारा पास करे गए थे. ठीक है, एंड अब उनको एक बिल की तरीके से इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया. आई एम श्योर वी ऑल अंडरस्टैंड कि ऑर्डिनेंस क्या होता है. व्हेन लोकसभा राज्यसभा आर नॉट फंक्शनिंग एंड द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट वांट्स टू मेक स्पेसिफिक लॉ, दे कैन डू इट वाया ऑर्डिनेंस. ठीक है, ऑर्डिनेंस इज एन ऑर्डर बाय द गवर्नमेंट. ओके, ठीक है, तो वो उसके द्वारा पास करवाते हैं, पर ऑर्डिनेंस कैन नॉट रन फॉर एवर. ठीक है, देयर वर लिमिटेशन 6 months और द नेक्स्ट पार्लियामेंट मीटिंग विच एवर इज द अर्लियर. तब तक ऑर्डिनेंस चलता है. ठीक है, तो ये अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इसके ऊपर बड़ी डांट लगाई, सरकार से पूछा, हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. नेशनल कैपिटल टेरिटरी ऑफ दिल्ली लॉ स्पेशल प्रोविजन सेकेंड अमेंडमेंट. सो सम मॉडिफिकेशन इन दिस GNCTD, हम उसके बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे. जम्मू कश्मीर रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन अमेंडमेंट बिल. ठीक है, सो आई एम श्योर वी ऑल नो दैट ऑर्डर of Jammu and Kashmir reorganization of you can say reorganization of Jammu Kashmir was passed by 31st October 2019. ठीक है, 5 अगस्त को उन्होंने आर्टिकल 370 निकाल दिया. ठीक है, 31st अक्टूबर को यू कैन से 2019 को इन्होंने उसको 2 भागों में डिवाइड कर दिया. जम्मू कश्मीर वॉज डिवाइडेड इनटू जम्मू कश्मीर यूनियन टेरिटरी एंड लद्दाख एज अ यूनियन टेरिटरी. ठीक है, नाउ some modification was needed with respect to central services. You can say IAS IPS ऑफिसर्स को कौन से कैडर में डालेंगे, उसके लिए ये नया you can say बिल पास करना पड़ा. फिर आर्बिट्रेशन एंड कंसिलिएशन अमेंडमेंट बिल. ठीक है, तो ये अलग अलग तरीके के अमेंडमेंट बिल डाले गए. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड सम ऑफ देम इन अ बिग वे. ठीक है, इन डिटेल विच आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, सो when I'm you can say discussing this bills, I believe it has a very important implication to your examination. अगर आप एग्जाम दे रहे हैं, ठीक है, दैट इज यू कैन से AILET, तो आपको ये डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछे जा सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो यूनियन गवर्नमेंट ने एक नया यू कैन से बिल पास करके एक नई संस्था बना दी जिसका नाम है नेशनल बैंक फॉर फाइनेंसिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड डेवलपमेंट यू कैन से एक्ट. ओके, सो NBFID ऐसा उसका नाम दिया गया. दोस्तों, ये जो बिल था उसका एम था कि हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और डेवलपमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए फंडिंग लेकर आए. दोस्तों, नॉर्मल बैंक्स आर नॉट एबल टू फंड सच अ ह्यूज and long term you can say infrastructure developmental projects. For example, let's say there is a bank called SBI, and you can say a bullet train project which is coming up. Bullet train project, you can say, is a very long-term project of 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, possibly may go for 80 years as well. Now, you can say SBI wants to fund it. It is really impossible for them to fund it क्योंकि imbalance हो रहा है. उनके जो customer है, जो उनको fund दे रहे हैं, that is you and me, when we deposit there, our aim is not to give them money for 30-40 years. Our aim is to give them money for few years, 2 years, 1 year, 7 years. That's how the idea is. तो थोड़ा मिसमैच हो जाता है बैंक को चीज़ों को मैनेज करना. सो दे आर नॉट एबल टू फंड दिस काइंड ऑफ यू कैन से लार्ज प्रोजेक्ट्स. भारत में डेवलपमेंटल फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन की शुरुआत 1948 में हुई थी व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड इंडस्ट्रियल फाइनेंस कॉरपोरेशन. ठीक है, दैट वाज द फर्स्ट आइडिया वी स्टार्टेड. लेटर ऑन वी स्टार्टेड विथ IDBI, ICICI, IFCI, ये हमने चालू किया. All this were developmental financial institutions. They were not very, you can say, successful methods. ठीक है, in fact 1991 रिफॉर्म के बाद you can say RBI के द्वारा ही you can say बहुत ही ज़्यादा easy way में फंडिंग मिलना चालू हो गई. ठीक है, so thereby the IDBI, ICICI, IFCI had no role to do anything. So thereby they started, they converted themselves into universal banks. So they became the big banks. Okay, so for example, आज की तारीख में we have IDFC. That's a, you can say, another developmental financial institution. तो नए तरीके के चालू हो गए. IIFCL, ठीक है, नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फंड, ये सब नए नए तरीके से चालू हो गए. सो गवर्नमेंट हैज एंश्योर्ड दैट व्हाई नॉट वी स्टार्ट अनदर very organized and targeted firm, you can say, primarily for the developmental activities. Remember, this developmental financial institutions, they do not accept deposits from the people like you and me. They source fund from the market. They source fund from the government. They source fund from multilateral investment organizations like, you can say, World Bank, Asian Development Bank. ठीक है, they borrow money from RBI, they borrow money through bonds and debenture from government of India. That's what they do. Okay, so NBFID will provide a loan and advances to infrastructure project. I'm sure you understand that we have a plan called National Infrastructure Pipeline, where we are looking at, you can say, making infrastructure to the tune of some around, you can say, 100 lakh crore. That is the kind of money we are looking at. Okay, and for that we started National Monetary Pipeline, which is securing 6 lakh crore rupees. ठीक है, 6 lakh crore rupees by leasing out certain assets. ठीक है, so I'm sure you understand this idea. Okay, so ऐसा मतलब भारत में बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट की ज़रूरत है फॉर द डेवलपमेंटल एक्टिविटी, एसेट्स बनाने के लिए, और यहाँ पे ये NBFID इज़ वेरी क्रूशियल. ओके, सो दोस्तों ये ध्यान रखिएगा, NBFID इज़ ऑलरेडी पास्ट. ओके, इट विल कम अप इन द नेक्स्ट फ्यू, यू कैन से, डेज, एंड विल गेट टू नो अबाउट इट. अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट, यू कैन से, बिल विच वॉज पास्ट, विच इज़ नोन एज माइंस एंड मिनरल्स Development and Regulation Amendment Bill. Okay, so remember, it is an amendment. So when it is amendment, it has to amend the previous law, which was the previous law, which is known as Mines, Minerals, Development and Regulation Act of 1957. 1957 से ये लॉ है, उसको इन्होंने अमेंड करने की कोशिश करी है. ठीक है, सो दोस्तों क्या ये एक्ट है? इस एक्ट का मकसद है दैट टू प्रोवाइड द लीज ऑफ माइनिंग, उसको मैनेज कैसे करें. ठीक है, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ गिविंग लीज, ओके, एंड हाउ टू एंश्योर द वेल बीइंग ऑफ द पीपल व्हाइल गिविंग माइंस एंड मिनरल्स ऑन द लीजिंग फ्रंट. सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली, ठीक है, द माइनिंग, you can say, is coming under mines and minerals are coming under the state list. Okay, while in the central list there is, you can say, exclusive economic zone, you can say, only there the central government will make laws. Otherwise, whatever is a territory of the state, you can say state will make a law. In an exclusive economic zone, ठीक है, the center will make a law. Okay, so wherever there is offshore minerals are there, I'm sure you know exclusive economic zone. So whatever is the boundary of India, land boundary of India, 200 nautical mile तक पानी में 200 nautical mile तक, that's an exclusive economic zone. ओके तो उसको अमेंडमेंट करने के लिए दैट इज टेरिटोरियल वाटर, कॉन्टिनेंटल शेल्फ, है ना, उन सब एरिया को मैनेज करने के लिए ये लॉ बना के रखा है. ठीक है, वेरी कॉन्ट्रोवर्शियल एंड वेरी क्रूशियल यू कैन से बिल विच वाज पास्ड, विच इज पॉपुलरली नोन एज GNCTD Act, you can say, that is called Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Act 1991. दोस्तों ये एक्ट 69th अमेंडमेंट के द्वारा 1991 में मतलब लेकर आए थे. ओके, एम क्या था? एम ये था दैट नेशनल कैपिटल टेरिटरी ऑफ दिल्ली हैज अ सेपरेट सिस्टम, ओके, कंपेयर टू अदर यूनियन टेरिटरीज. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट Pondicherry, it is very different than the Delhi. Why? Delhi has a kind of a parliament in it, Rashtrapati Bhavan in it, PM house in it. ठीक है, so lot of we can say different status it has, because central government houses, they are important offices at National Capital Territory of Delhi. However, National Capital Territory, ठीक है, has a large population. So to provide democratic aspirations of the people there, ठीक है, a government of India provided them their own representatives as the leaders, as the government of that particular region. समझ आया आपको क्यों हमने ये किया? वेरी गुड. ठीक है, तो दोस्तों ये यूनियन टेरिटरी बना दिया विद अ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली. आज की तारीख में भारत में देयर आर 3 यूनियन टेरिटरीज कम्स विद लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली, विच इज पौंडीचेरी, दिल्ली एंड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. ठीक है दोस्तों, 2018 में यू कैन से जब ये यू कैन से ये बिल जो 1991 का जो बिल था उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन के बारे में जब बात करी गई, आई एम सॉरी, ठीक है, इंटरप्रिटेशन के बारे में बात करी गई, तो सवाल ये पैदा हुआ कि क्या लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ऑफ यू कैन से दिल्ली विल हैव पावर, ओके, विल हैव अ पावर टू मेक लॉज, और you can say they मतलब lieutenant governor has to work under the aid and advice of CM and the council of minister. सवाल ये पैदा हुआ. ठीक है दोस्तों, 2018 में 5 जज की बेंच बिठानी पड़ी. ठीक है, वहां पे आर्ग्यूमेंट ये आया और जजमेंट ये दिया गया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दैट लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर्स कॉन्करेंस, ठीक है, तो यूनियन टेरिटरी लॉ में बोला है दैट वेन एवर CM एंड काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर दे पास अ लॉ, दे रिक्वायर कॉन्करेंस ऑफ LG. सो दे सेड LG का कॉन्करेंस इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. ठीक है, LG का कॉन्करेंस इज रिक्वायर्ड ओनली इन द मैटर रिलेटेड टू पुलिस, पब्लिक ऑर्डर एंड लैंड. LG, that is lieutenant governor, is not a governor of the state but is an administrator. So therefore it is definitely not needed. But now the changes are government means lieutenant governor. This is the change which is adopted. ठीक है, the expression government is referring to any law to be made by legislative assembly shall mean it is passed by the legislative that is passed by the lieutenant governor. So thereby lieutenant governor is given widening power. Lieutenant governor is given widening power to make laws. So thereby the post of CM, the post of CM in Delhi is not of CM but like a mayor in a, you can say, city. मतलब CM and the council of minister, they don't have a lot of power. Okay, so this is where the changes have adopted. A lot of clashes took place between these two, you can say, group of people. One is, you can say, BJP, other is Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party says no, we have power. Constitution bench 2018 में बोला था it is our right, assembly का right है कि हमें इसी तरीके से काम करना है. However, इन्होंने उसको बिल पास करके उसको चेंज कर दिया. Yes or no? Great. Then comes, you can say, Constitution, Scheduled Caste, Order Amendment Bill 2021. दोस्तों, somewhere in the month of March, this particular bill was passed. Primarily, the bill is passed to modify the list of scheduled caste in Tamil Nadu. Remember, scheduled caste, or you can say scheduled tribe. Okay, the list has to be made by the president. Constitution empowers president to specify scheduled caste in various states and union territory. ठीक है. Further, it also permits parliament to modify this list of notified scheduled caste. So दोस्तों, ये जो बिल पास हुआ उसमें तमिलनाडु में you can say कुछ you can say देवेंद्र कुलाथन करके एक कम्युनिटी थी, ठीक है, उनको चेंज करके देवेंद्र कुला वेलालार करके कम्युनिटी को रिप्लेस कर दिया, एंड देयर बाय यू कैन से फ्यू मोर you can say communities have turned out to be part of scheduled caste. So दोस्तों, इसके साथ आपको क्या क्या पता होना चाहिए? सबसे पहले ये पता होना चाहिए that scheduled caste and scheduled tribe का जो लिस्ट है ना, वो प्रेसिडेंट साहब अप्रूव करते हैं, प्रेसिडेंट साहब ही उसको दे सकते हैं. उसी आइडिया के मुताबिक सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक जजमेंट दिया था दैट ओबीसी का जो लिस्ट बनाएगा वो पार्लियामेंट बना सकता है, स्टेट नहीं बना सकता. और उसके बाद एक इनसे काफ़ी हल्ला हुआ पूरे इंडिया में, और उसके बाद सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने एक लॉ मतलब अमेंडमेंट करके, है ना, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट करने के बाद, ठीक है, ओबीसी को भी, ओबीसी का रिजर्वेशन स्टेट के द्वारा अप्रूव कर चुके. हम उसको अगले सेशन में देखेंगे जब वो एक इनसे उस समय पे आएगा, ठीक है. देन केम ट्राइब्यूनल रिफॉर्म बिल. However, this bill was not passed. ठीक है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने चैलेंज किया दैट गवर्नमेंट को एक मतलब कुछ ऐसा इंपॉर्टेंट यू कैन से डेटा देना चाहिए, ठीक है. दे हैव टू प्रोड्यूस इंपॉर्टेंट मटेरियल शोइंग द रीजन व्हाई दे विश टू रिफॉर्म द ट्राइब्यूनल्स. दोस्तों, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस रिफॉर्म इन द ट्राइब्यूनल? So the central government was interested to reform the tribunals because many of the tribunals, they were not successful for whatever the purpose they have been developed. They were not fulfilling the activity. Okay, so thereby government wanted to, you can say, reform it. Okay, so they initially brought ordinance. ठीक है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसको कॉश कर दिया. Then they brought a bill, ठीक है, और वो बिल सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने चैलेंज किया, तो अभी ये पास हुआ नहीं है. ठीक है. यू मे वंडर, सर व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ट्राइब्यूनल्स? ट्राइब्यूनल्स, ठीक है, आर quasi judicial body. They are as if they are judicial body. They are set up to deal with, you can say certain administrative and certain, you can say, special issues to be managed. For example, we have National Green Tribunal. What is the work of National Green Tribunal? Their work is to handle the environment related issues. Whatever the cases which are happening to the environment, they go to NGT. There is, you can say, National, you can say, Taxation Tribunal. So whenever there is a tax related disputes are happening, we go to NTT. Okay, okay. Then we have NCLT. Okay, National Company Law Tribunal. Okay, so wherever company law related disputes are happening, we go to, you can say, NCLT. Similarly, there is Armed Forces, you can say, Appellate Tribunal. There is Film Certification Appellate Tribunal. So many tribunals which government want to dissolve. Okay, and Supreme Court asked the question that why do you want to do it? Give us rationale. Why do you want to remove them? Okay, because Supreme Court believed that for the speedy judicial trial, such kind of specialist tribunals are needed. Okay, I hope it is very clear. So the tribunals were not part of the original constitution. They were brought in by 42nd Amendment in 1976, and thereby we introduced Article number 323. It provided for administrative tribunal. Article number 223B for other matter related tribunals. Okay, so that's very important. So they wanted to dissolve, you can say, many of the tribunals. Okay, like Competition Appellate Tribunal, National कंपनी लॉ एपेलेट ट्राइब्यूनल. ठीक है, इन सबको ये हटाने की कोशिश कर रहे थे. Then came Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Amendment Bill 2021. My dear students, I'm sure all of us are aware that Jammu and Kashmir reorganization took place by 31st of October 2019. याद रखेगा ये डेट. 5th August 2019 is, you can say, removal of article number 370. Okay, while 31st October 2019 refers to reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir. Is that very clear? Great. Okay. So here this reorganization amendment bill, which was replacing ordinance, okay, was merging Jammu and Kashmir cadre of IS, IPS, IFS people to Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Mizoram and Union Territory cadre. Okay, so that cadre is known as AILET cadre. You know AILET, Arunachal Pradesh. You can say this is Goa and this is Mizoram and Union Territory. So this, you can say, 4 areas, that is Arunachal, Goa, Mizoram and Union Territory, they were separate cadre. Okay, so that is what the amendment, that is what the changes were brought in. Okay, is that very clear? Great. Okay, then Arbitration Conciliation Amendment Act. Now this was very crucial. दोस्तों, जो भी डोमेस्टिक और इंटरनेशनल लेवल का आर्बिट्रेशन होता है, आई एम श्योर यू नो आर्बिट्रेशन. आर्बिट्रेशन का मतलब होता है कि मीडिएशन करना. सो व्हेन देयर आर टू पार्टीज एंड दे हैव अ डिस्प्यूट बिटवीन देम, दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड टू गो टू द कोर्ट because it is costly. So they want to find out alternate dispute resolution mechanism. Okay, so for that, this is a law which governs that alternate dispute resolution. Now this is alternate dispute, so there is a possibility that there are people who may possibly, you can say, create some trouble to people. They take advantage of those people. ठीक है, तो फ्रॉड ना हो, इसकी वजह से ये बिल को मॉडिफाई करा गया है. Okay, so whatever the ordinance was there, it was replaced with the law. Okay, so here Arbitration Conciliation Amendment Ordinance is replaced with the bill. So first question is, what is the meaning of arbitration? And the second question would be, what is the meaning of conciliation? Arbitration means a process through which a dispute is resolved, you can say, between parties by appointing independent third party who is an impartial, who is a neutral person, who is termed as an arbitrator. So anyone can become arbitrator? No. When the law is passed, okay, so arbitrator must have certain conditions to be fulfilled. Arbitrator hear both the parties, okay, and then arrive at a solution. Whatever the solution arbitrator provides, that is termed as an award. Okay, you might have recently heard that, you can say, Future Group and Amazon had a dispute with respect to, you can say, selling certain assets of Future Group to Geo Group. Okay, and thereby they went to arbitration. So they went to Singapore arbitration. Okay, so that is the information you should know. Another is called conciliation. It is a process through which the disputes are resolved between parties by appointing a conciliator. The conciliator is a friendly person between two, you can say, disputed parties. So then they arrive at a negotiated settlement. Here in arbitration, whatever is a judgment by the arbitrator, that is an award. They have to follow that. Here they can negotiate. There is no possibility of negotiation in arbitration. Okay, is that comfortable? So here the conciliator is majorly a kind of friend, a kind of amicable person. Is that comfortable? Great. Okay, so the bill is talking about what is the qualification of arbitrator. Yes or no? Okay, so it does away with the certain qualification of arbitrator under the 6th schedule of the act. ओके सी ठीक है. सो उसमें कुछ कुछ कंडीशन थी, वो कंडीशन उन्होंने हटा दी. दैट इट वाज सेइंग दैट एडवोकेट चाहिए, 10 साल का एक लीगल ऑफिसर चाहिए, वो सब उन्होंने हटा दिया. ठीक है, दे प्रोवाइडेड सर्टन क्वालिफिकेशंस ओनली. सो दिस इज हाउ दे वांटेड टू चेंज. दोस्तों, भारत में वी हैव आर्बिट्रेशन काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया. Article number 51, which is about DPSP of Constitution, which gives the central government an obligation to, you can say, ensure that they develop Arbitration Council of India. and thereby we develop Indian Council of Arbitration. उनके प्रेसिडेंट है मिस्टर NG खेतान, उनके वाइस प्रेसिडेंट है मिस्टर रोहित रेलान. ओके, सो उनका ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि आर्बिट्रेशन और कंसिलिएशन रिलेटेड एक्टिविटी को मैनेज करे. दिस इज अ मेथड थ्रू that is alternate dispute resolution. So दोस्तों, I believe this is comfortable module. This is a part 1. So part 1 ends here. What you get is a specific PDF. ठीक है. So here this entire PDF will be available for you for the reference purpose. This is available on courses.protalent.digital.com. I'm going to make a special course called Throwback 2021, which you can join, which is free of cost. ठीक है, and it is also available on protalent.digital. Okay, so at both the places you are going to get this module. I hope this is comfortable for you. ठीक है, आपको मजा आ रहा होगा. ठीक है, अगर आपको ये पसंद आता है तो कमेंट सेक्शन में बताइए that what else, which additional topics you want me to cover for the throwback. Okay, great. Thank you very much for watching this. ठीक है, and don't miss out to like this video, subscribe to our channel, put that bell icon so that whenever a new video comes to you, you are ready with the knowledge about it. Okay, thank you and all the best.